You're watching F5. We are here at GovWare 2024 in Singapore at the Marina Bay Sands. I'm really delighted to be here for my third time, actually. And as part of that, I actually get to speak to Chris for the third time. Or no, second time, because the first time I spoke to Edwin, I believe, but spoken to Sentient for the third time now. So, Chris, for folks who haven't seen you on here before, can I get you to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Chris, and I'm from Sentient. I'm the CEO of Sentient, and what we are is we are an AI company with an AI product that we sell within the region here, Singapore, Indonesia, and Japan.
Fantastic. Now, I think what's really cool about you guys is that you were one of the first companies that I came across that was actually using AI in a very applicable and very visible and applicable way. And as part of that, you know, everybody's following AI. It moves very quickly. So we've discussed the ways that you've used AI before to service customers, but that's evolved. And it's evolved very quickly. So maybe you can kind of walk us through like what you've seen as changes and how that's affected your business and changed your business.
Right. So many enterprises in the region are now beginning to understand the need for a very holistic document and knowledge management system. So what we provide them is a very targeted, very precise and specific product to help companies manage their knowledge through conversation. And over the years, what we have done is to be able to understand the various type of documents that the companies are wanting to use, right? For PDFs, like Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, SAP integration, SharePoints. And so there are many places where the enterprise would have their documents. So we're beginning to integrate and interface to many of these systems and then index the information and then present it as a conversational flow to the customers. That's what they want. And we can do that all in just a couple of days. So they're not looking at long implementation cycles, long consultancies, but such a system can be in place to capture value in 2 days.
That's really cool. Two things I pick up on that as well. So previously, really focused on vision. Now you're actually broadening that scope to capture all types of mediums. And when we looked at the vision side of things before, it was really managed like a security system.
Yep.
Now you have gone from a very opinionated way of interacting with the system to more of a interactive way through natural language, through talking. How, you know, did you see that as a need? People were asking for a better way or a universal way to interact with the documents?
Actually, yes. We begin to find that at least in this region now, languages, there's a lot of languages in this region, right? And many people are beginning to experience verbal, conversational knowledge access. So what we have done is that we have put in even voice type of technology so that you can have conversation with your corporate knowledge. Isn't that cool? So a salesperson can say, oh, so what are the specifications for this product? And we'll be able to respond to that. Or a customer says, I want to book an appointment on Wednesday. And then we will be able to do that for them. So many of these things are now going into conversational. And more we're beginning to see that the corporate knowledge is also being captured in videos. So we're beginning to ingest videos and audios and make that available to customers for their own internal intranet use as well.
Interesting. How about external use of that? Are you seeing people potentially, you know, ingest things that they've collected and actually immediately use them, or just-in-time usage of videos externally?
Oh yes, of course. We're beginning to see how enterprise customers are beginning to interact with their public consumers, and we are beginning to understand the questions that each enterprise customers are asking about. We're beginning to ingest that as well. and ingest how they are consuming videos and information and the type of questions they are asking. We are harvesting all this into a corporate repository that can enable what we call personalization, right? So when a customer comes by, we are able to understand, the whole history of their conversations with the enterprise, and we'll be able to zoom in exactly on what their consumers actually need. It's a very powerful systems nowadays.
Right. You talk about time to value just with the document aspect of things, but once you start interacting with customers on an immediate basis, that is not just business value in terms of like productivity, but that's business value in terms of revenue at that point.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think when the consumers of the enterprise are beginning to ask more about products and all that, the AI is right there to convert the lead into sales if necessary. And so these kind of interactions make the engagement smoother so that the customer has a more active sales cycle, and therefore they increase their revenue.
Yeah, very cool, very exciting. Let me ask you this. You don't have to tell us your roadmap, Chris, but where do you see the future going in the next year or so?
Well, for us, we find more interaction with humans via verbal communication means, and they are now beginning to include more and more of the corporate repositories into the system, which means we have to integrate to ERPs, to CRMs and all that, index all those information. So for once, the customer will have a holistic view of their consumers without the need to actually build very large data warehouses, right? So that's where we see the path going. And we're beginning to see a very good interaction with customers in terms of business analytics. They are beginning to understand that using their business analytics through our smart chat system is easier for AI to create sophisticated sales reports, marketing reports, rather than going through BI, the traditional BI. The traditional BI is more lean forward. You need to really play with all the dimensions, the data and all that. But using AI is become a lean backwards. You just ask AI, show me what are the trends for my sales, and voila, the report comes up. That is a trend.
I like that. Lean backwards versus lean forwards. Very cool. I know my friend Chin over here actually has some architecture diagrams that are reference architectures. Obviously, you still have to build the software, the intelligence around that, but at least the architecture perspective is something that we can show off to people, so we'll share some of that. Otherwise, thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank you very
Great
much.
to see you again. Thanks everybody for checking out this video. We'll have more from GovWare 2024. Lots of exciting stuff that happens in this region that I love being able to capture, folks like Chris and otherwise. So make sure you tune in, follow, like, subscribe, do all those things, and we will see you on the next one. Bye now.